Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday night here at Bluegrass for the Xfinity Series here on VSRN. Of course, we're on Bluegrass TV as well, so glad to have you, whatever platform you're watching on. But I'm Eddie Smith with V-Speed Racing Network. Glad to have y'all here tonight. Excited for another night of North Wilkesboro racing, but this time in the Xfinity cars. We talked a little bit yesterday about the track. We'll bring it up again for those of you who did not watch. Just a little over half a mile, and North Wilkesboro, sort of just a revival. It's just a cool thing to see, a legendary track that was around for so long, and thanks to the help of Iracing and Dale Earnhardt Jr., we revived it, and we were actually able to race on it here before the gates opened for the first race in real life again. So cool to see Iracing be able to do something like that and be a part of something that brought something back to life. So North Wilkesboro in North Carolina opened in 1947, just reopened last year. With all the extra seating, they bring in all kinds of cool stuff to help boost the capacity, and with it maxed out, 24,000, almost 25,000 people can show up, and it is a really cool race, really cool track. Excited to see it be a mainstay in real life, but also here on iRacing. But good, looking forward to a race tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're gonna talk to some drivers, man. I want to talk to some folks who are racing for a championship, and right now I've got Jason Iracing in the booth. Jason, sorry to kind of yank you up here, but you're in the Bluegrass booth. Talk to me about tonight. How excited are you? You're sitting right outside the top 16. What do you need to do tonight to get yourself into the playoffs? Well, North Wilkesboro, how do you feel about the track? Do you like it? What do you struggle with the most, and what do you feel confident about going into this race? Well, what are you? Is your mind on the playoffs? Usually when I ask people these questions, they go, "Nah, I'm not worried about that." But you're sitting one spot out, just 4 points out of the top 16. How much are you thinking about that when you've got 175 laps and the decisions that you make? How much of that is going into your thought process on how to approach this race?
After it, and hopefully we can gain them 4 points, and we can park it right in there by the end of the evening. And looking forward to hopefully making the playoffs.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the interview, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize right now. Look, nothing's perfect. I goofed you up, and you're going to be missing part of that broadcast. So I'm going to talk to you one more time. We got a minute left. I don't want you to be completely silent, but tell me again what you think about this track, what you like about it. The car track, you got the Xfinity car. It's got a little bit more, a little bit more motor, a little bit, slippier, like you said earlier. Talk a little bit about that again.
Yeah, this track, it's a lot of fun. The corners are, they're tough. I mean, you get in too hot and you'll get loose on exit, and the back end will come around. So it's just basically hitting your marks, and rolling the center, really, for me, is going to be the key.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to me, Jason, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. He is ready to go. Jason Iracing sitting in 17th in points and looking to take over the top spot. Let's talk to your current points leader, if I can find him. We'll get Alex Penn up in here and talk to him real quick. Alex, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, buddy, you're coming in. You've got the points lead, and you got 5 wins on the season. Just an incredible start. As we're getting ready to grid up here, I don't want to hold you too long. What's your strategy for tonight? What you're planning on doing?
Just try and make it to the end here, because I think this might be a little bit of an attrition race tonight. So we're just gonna hope to keep the car clean at least until the stage. Then maybe we can push a little bit harder.
100%. Well, you got the playoffs on your mind. It's not too far away now. How you feeling about it? You feeling confident with those 5 wins as we move into the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely. If we can pull off the regular season championship, going into the playoffs with 42 points is going to be huge. So I hope to be able to do that.
All right. Well, there's your points leader. Alex Penn, thank you so much for talking to me. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Well, yeah, sorry about that, Jason. Anybody that goes back and watches, sorry about that. But let's go ahead and jump into the grid as everybody is getting gridded up right now. And let's see who's starting on the front row tonight. Going to be on the front row, starting on the pole is Daniel Cunningham. He is second in points, looking to try to, get closer to the front of that point standings and get some momentum going into the playoffs. Starting outside him is David Farmer. Starting in row 2 is Michael Kostick and Andy Kurtz. Starting in row 3 is Ben Speed. I like that name. Jimmy Allen starting in 6th place. 7th is Sean Kostritza. And 8th, Alex Penn. Sean, if I butcher your name, man, I apologize. I'm just a good old boy from Mississippi. I'm going to have trouble with some of these names. But we'll get it right, I promise you. Starting in 9th, Lucas Lyons. And starting in 10th, Jim Ott. Starting in 11th, Justin Ray. And starting in 12th, Brian Terry. Starting in 13th is Tyler Johnson. 14th, Tony Iverson. Starting in 15th is Jason Harrison. We talked to him. He sounds confident, trying to be smart here tonight. Jonathan Atkins going to start in 16th. 17th is James Silvers, and Nicholas Hasia going to start in 18th. Scott Fritz going to start in 19th. Drew Prohl going to start in 20th. And then rounded out the end of the field, Travis Twitty and Michael Cole bring it up at the rear of your field. Well, all right. Well, let's talk a little bit about what to expect here tonight on your V-Speed Racing Network racing analysis. Fixed setup, 175 laps, 5 sets of tires at stage break at lap 70. Now, there is only 50% fuel in these cars. That will tighten them up quite a bit. So, going to be needing to take care of that right front to get to the end of this thing. But I expect to see some hard racing coming into the stage break, really wanting to try to get those stage points. It's going to be important moving forward into the playoffs. I'm new to this league, so rules I'm a little behind on. So, I'll catch up with those and we'll get on top of those. But in most series, stage points kind of go with you into the next round. So stage points, if that's the case, will be extremely, extremely important. So looking forward to see these first 75 laps being pretty dang exciting as the pace car. Lights are off, getting ready to go green here. Daniel Cunningham, David Farmer going to lead us down to the green flag. The outside last night in the truck series was the place to be. What's it going to be tonight? We're going to find out as we get ready to go green. Green flag is out. Daniel Cunningham with the outside, or the David Farmer and Daniel Cunningham in the outside. And they fan off into turn 1 and 2 side by side for the lead here. Lap 1 in the books, and David Farmer is going to take over the lead and the top spot with that outside. It's almost like starting on the pole here is sort of a disadvantage with the way that high side is, and David Farmer able to take the lead early. I raced a little bit at the beginning of the season in the Cup Series with David Farmer and had a great battle at Kansas, and just a lot of fun racing him. So going to keep my eye on him tonight as we watch Jimmy Allen up there trying to get to the inside of Andy Kurtz. Andy Kurtz really making that outside work. He's going to kind of run up to the back bumper of that 8 of Michael Kostick and going to really have nowhere to go. But look at him battling side by side. Ben Speed just waiting in the wings to see who's going to mess up and try to find somewhere to go. 3 wide will work here, but, you don't want to do it this early, I would imagine, on lap 4 of 175. So I don't expect to see any kind of crazy driving here early, but towards the end of this thing, I can definitely see it. We saw it last night, just an incredible race. Lucas Lyon comes home with the truck win. So we're going to see if he can get 2 in a row. He's running in 9th place now in that 25 machine, little Ken Block throwback, rest in peace, and currently running in the 9th position. Right up in front of him, though, is Alex Penn, your points leader, in that 30, kind of up on the top side. And you see guys really trying to fight to get up there. The 46 of Sean Kostritza is kind of stuck on the bottom. You see as the tires start to wear out, that bottom just starts to fade away as the tires wear out. That top side is just too good. And we got some driver cams tonight. We've already shown off Alex Penn as we watch him on track in that 30. He's got the VR headset. It looks like he's got a GT3 wheel, which is interesting. But it must be working good. Got 5 wins on the season, and he is looking good right now as he is trying to work through this traffic and improve upon his starting position. Currently, right now, he's up 1 spot, but just constantly battling side by side. Going to jump down to the inside now, but here comes Lucas Lyons on the outside trying to get there and get that spotter call, and Lucas is going to get there. Other cameras that we got tonight, and I definitely appreciate everybody that did the camera. Daniel Cunningham, another driver. He is currently running in second. You see, I think that was Jimmy Allen gets real loose on the bottom there, and caution is out. Looks like Tyler Johnson sitting on the track in that Valvoline number 6 car. And Tyler Johnson goes around here early, and the first caution of the night comes out on lap 10. Well, I was wondering how long it was going to take for that to happen. And unfortunately for Tyler Johnson, he's going to be the first one to have trouble. But luckily for him, I don't see any major damage, and it looks like he's going to be okay. And it looks like it was just a self-spin. As we go look at the replay real quick. Goes down into the corner, and you're going to see just gets a little bit out of the groove, and when that happened, he just goes around. Check out the roll bar here. As you see, he's trying to run this pack of cars down. You're going to see him just kind of enter in just a little bit too high, get that right rear out of the groove, out of the grip, and that car just slides around, and around he goes. But so far, so good for Tyler Johnson. Like I said, no damage, and that's a good. If you can get out, if you can go do a sail spin and nobody runs into you, you get away with no damage. You can't beat that. That's a good start. Up front, though, David Farmer with that lead early, and Daniel Cunningham just riding in that 08. Expecting to see a little bit of long run. With 5 sets of tires, it's going to be interesting to see because it's not 5 sets in the pits. They have 5 total sets of tires. So you're going to have to break it down a little bit and be careful about when you come down and take those tires. Now, we saw last night they mattered a little bit. After about 40, 50 laps, a set of 4 tires was really, really good. Now, the Xfinity car, a little bit different, a little bit harder to get the power down on exit. So it's very easy to heat up the rear tires. And we already saw Jimmy Allen getting a little bit loose off the corner. And when you do that, that really hurts those rear tires. So we'll see the difference. Last night, 35, 40 laps was a sweet spot to come down and get tires to really be able to make a difference. Anything less than that, you just weren't able to pass. Tonight, it's going to be very similar, but we'll see what the Xfinity car brings as far as tire wear and see what these guys decide to do. But you got 4 sets to play with. You definitely don't want to come in on lap 10 and use one of those early. You'll just give up a ton of track position and not really gain any speed. So as we get doubled up, we'll highlight some more cameras. We showed Daniel Cunningham, but we also have Scott Fritz on camera as well. Definitely appreciate those guys. The cameras really add to the broadcast. And it's cool to be able to see people's setups. Daniel Cunningham with all those die casts in the back. He's got a front bumper, a rear deck lid, all kinds of really cool stuff back here, as I'll show that real quick as we get ready to go green. Really cool to be able to see guys and what they do. David Farmer, though, with a great restart. Daniel Cunningham kind of sleeping at the wheel. It's just so hard to get this thing going, and that's going to open the door for Jimmy Allen in that 99 machine, who has been really aggressive here early, up 4 spots from where he started. I got to say, man, Jimmy Allen is looking fast. Is he abusing his stuff? Is it going to matter? Tire wear hasn't been a huge factor at this track. It seems like these days you can really just be aggressive, and it doesn't, a lot of guys talk about, well, I'm just going to take my time and save tires. Here recently, that just hasn't been the way to do it. Track position is everything, and when we see how hard it is to pass, especially on the inside, being towards the back of the pack is going to be very, very tough to make any ground up. So Jimmy Allen, I think, has the right idea. Get up to the front, try to hold off, and once the tires start to wear out, guys are just not going to be able to pass you. So I like this strategy that Jimmy is employing here. I think it's going to work out good for him. He's just trying to chase down David Farmer right now, keep him at a pretty short distance, and not let him get away. But the battle for the lead is brewing. We're going to stay here for just a minute. There's battles going on all over the track. We're definitely going to go and check everybody out, but I don't want to miss the pass for the lead. As, like I said, Jimmy, there he's going to go up to the outside. Now, what he's trying to do there is if he can get the entry, get the spotter called. You know, it's so important to try to get the spotter for the guy you're trying to pass to call it out, car high. And when that happens, the guy on the bottom has to kind of give room. And so you try to drive in on his right rear quarter, get that spotter call, get him to think about it, and then try to outroll him in the center. But right now it looks like Jimmy Allen just trying to set up for a pass, using the momentum on the outside and trying to make a pass there to get that done. Now, I don't know if Tyler Johnson has something going on here. He's slow on the track again. So Tyler Johnson having a tough night as he is slow on the track once more, but able to get it back going. We'll get back to the lead, though. Jimmy Allen continuing to put pressure here on your leader, David Farmer. We saw last night a bump and run was needed to get the win by Lucas Lyon. Will that be something that we look at tonight? You can see, Jimmy Allen spinning the tires almost at the start-finish line, so he is really getting with it, trying to get the runs he needs. Just look at how difficult it is to get the power down. You can see spinning the tires off the corner. He's trying different lines. He's working the top side. He's trying to get a run off the bottom. David Farmer just doing a great job right now of just rolling the center and getting a good exit. That's the most important thing. You want to make sure that you get the better exit because there's just no way to get to your bumper and get to the inside if you do that. So far so good for David Farmer, doing a very, very good job of being defensive against somebody who definitely feels like they're a little bit faster. We'll check in here on your points leader. Alex Penn, currently back in 10th spot, has lost a couple positions. He said he's feeling confident, but look right there. I mean, he is very, very loose. Got some contact on the back of that 30. You can see the back, the rear bumper kind of caved in, so don't know if he's got a little bit of damage or what, but he has definitely had some contact with somebody, and you can see that that car is a little bit ill handling as Lucas Lyon gets into the wall there off of turn 4. But your points leader, who is very safe, he's got 5 wins on the season. He can just kind of ride and have a good time, but definitely wants to get up there and get 6 wins. I mean, if you get 5, might as well get 6. If you get 6, might as well get 7. So trophy hunting is pretty dang fun. As he gets to the outside, as a 46 checks up just a little bit, that's going to allow him to get to that outside line and should give him the preferred line here going down into the corner. As you can see, he's still got a cluster of cars he's going to have to pass. But that outside going to be preferable, and you see he's going to be able to make the pass here on Sean. And Sean gets a little bit loose here in the 46 car, trying to gas it up. So we're seeing guys really struggle with that off the corner. That's going to be something that's going to continue to be a problem as we move forward through this run on these tires. It's going to be fun to watch. I love this. I love to see guys really struggle on exit, trying to get the power down. That just makes the racing so much better. Oh, it's Lucas almost get to the back of the Jim Ott there in the 4 car. You can see just how tough it is. You can really get the entry on the bottom, but you see immediately, I mean, Lucas is going to have to go up the track there and take the top side to get around that 67, which I believe is a lap car of Michael Cole. So got a battle here between Justin Ray and James Silvers. 38 and 9, or Jonathan Atkins up there as well. So Justin Ray, though, kind of stuck on the bottom, and that 9 car looks really, really strong as he's going to go by the trying to turn the camera, not move it, as Jonathan Atkins able to complete that pass, and Justin Ray's going to have to fall back behind him. Pretty good racing so far. Everybody's kind of getting man, what a pass that Jonathan Atkins did there. Did a slide job on entry. Man, really, really impressive by that 9 car. That 9 car looking strong. So look out for Jonathan Atkins. We get to that stage break at lap 70 or 75. Be looking out for him. Jim Ott going to the inside of the 29 of Ben Speed. Able to take over that 6th position. Andy Kurtz right in front of him. But up front, it's still David Farmer and Jimmy Allen. They've kind of pulled away just a little bit, but not much. Daniel Cunningham back in 3rd, about 1 second back. So nobody's really pulling away. It's just sort of the top 3 at the moment that have been able to separate themselves. And you can see right here the top 2, and then Daniel Cunningham not that far behind as we look from the rear quarter panel of David Farmer. You can see just three cars, and then Michael Kostick just a little bit further back kind of leads that next pack of cars. But Jimmy Allen doing exactly, I think, what he needs to do. It's going to be tough to make the pass. He's trying everything. You see he's really driving in on the outside, trying to get the run off the corner here down the straightaway. And he gets a good run. Caution is out, though. It looks like Justin Ray, the number 38 machine, sitting sideways at the start-finish line, and that brings out the caution here on lap 37. Justin Ray was battling what looks like the 46. He's battling with the 46 and the 33. Let's go look at it on the replay. Him in that red 38 machine's going to come off the corner right on the bottom, trying to make a pass here on the 46, and those rear tires just come out from under him. Not big damage there, just a kiss on the wall. But Justin Ray going to go around, and that's going to put him behind the 8 ball if he falls back to the 17th position. Oh, my goodness, and Lucas Lyons, there on that replay, the 29 and the 25 are backwards. Try to go back and see what happened to them. That happened after the fact. You see the red car up there coming off the corner here. You see he's already spinning out, and then right in front of him, Lucas Lyons and the 29 gets loose, and Lucas trying to avoid him and gets tagged by the 30, and he goes around. So two incidences in that wreck is you see Lucas trying to get that 25 machine out of the grass. And you see Justin Ray going around right there. It's a pace car getting him caught up. So a couple incidents there, and we talked about it. The rear tires starting to fall apart. Everybody's heating them up, trying to make those passes off the bottom, and it's making it very, very difficult to keep the power down, and some guys just losing the back end. Well, everybody that's watching in chat, want to thank y'all for watching. Want to tell y'all that appreciate you watching. If you're watching on Bluegrass TV, thank you. If you're watching on VSRN, thank you as well. And if you're watching on one or the other, if you're on VSRN, go over to Bluegrass TV and hit subscribe and show your appreciation. If you're watching on Bluegrass TV, head over to V-Speed Racing Network and hit the subscribe button. Not trying to make any money, not trying to do anything weird. It just helps. It helps just to get into the algorithm a little bit and get some more exposure for all leagues that are broadcasted on both channels. So definitely appreciate that. All right, no takers here in the top 10 and the top 12, actually, as far as pit road goes. Alex Penn going to be your first driver to come down pit road and take what appears to be 4 tires. So interesting call. I like it. I like the different tire strategies. Short tracks really allow for that type of stuff. So it's cool to see that we got some different strategies. We'll have to pay attention to him and see what he can do. And being the points leader, wouldn't surprise me one bit if he's able to get up through the field. And I'll tell you what, let's look at the V-Speed Racing Network picture-in-picture as we look on board with Alex Penn as we watch the race on the main feed. Is David Farmer going to get a nice restart here? But, man, Jimmy Allen gets a great jump. Normally, the leader gets a huge start on these restarts, but, man, Jimmy Allen is really impressive here early. He's going to get pretty much clear of the 84. Down in the corner, the 84 is going to have to really drive it, but the 99 going to be able to pull a slide job as here comes the 84 trying to maybe cross him over. Not able to do it. New leader, Jimmy Allen. Man, what a fantastic drive. He's up 5 spots, the second biggest mover of the night. As you see down in the picture-in-picture, Alex Penn just in a hornet's nest as we watch this battle for the lead. Right behind him, we've got a battle for third place. Daniel Cunningham, Michael Kosick. Kosick up there on the outside trying to make that work, and Cunningham in a bad position. Hate to be on the bottom. It was really impressive to see Jimmy Allen, though, make that pass on the bottom here. Cunningham doing it as well, so as this battle continues to rage on. Right now, Alex Penn up into the 10th position on those tires and continuing to make moves. You see there on the bottom right, just watching the first car on 4 tires and how big a difference it is. You can see on entry in the middle, he's able to make up a ton of time, and he's not spinning his tires like the guy right in front of him. He's going to go around James Silver, excuse me. Michael Kosick going to fall back into the hands of what looks to be Jim Ott, who's able to take over that spot. Michael Kosick struggling here. He's falling back quickly. Andy Kurtz kind of nowhere to go as Alex Penn has caught up to this group of drivers. And you can see those 4 tires making a big difference. Alex being very aggressive now. Oh, it gets almost there's a 4-wheel slide there into the corner, so Alex going to lose a little bit of ground, but I think you got to be aggressive. Those tires will equalize after a certain amount of time, and you definitely want to get all you can here in the first 10, 15 laps. Currently all the way up to 7th position. I mean, he is really moving. You see how much he's able to make up entry to middle. And you see the wheel going back and forth. He's really putting a lot of wheel into it. Able to clear Michael Kosick there for 6th position. And you can just see, my goodness. Now, he is going to have one less set of tires than anybody else, so that's one thing to consider moving forward. But just look how much fun this has to be for him, and just being able to pass so many cars. Oh, my goodness, and they make contact! Alex Penn makes contact with the 4 as the 4 gets loose off the corner. Jim Ott is going to be sitting backwards, and caution comes out here on lap 50, and he goes around. We were watching that as it happened. But, yeah, I mean, nobody's fault there. Alex Penn just coming with just a head of steam. We'll go check it out here on the replay. And you can see Alex just has a huge run. Jim Ott just going to get a little bit loose, spin his tires here. Oh, my goodness. And nowhere to go for Alex. And Jim gets the worst of it, but doesn't look like there's any damage to that 30. But he does have damage to the rear of that car, so we'll see if that makes a difference. But just hard racing and having those 4 tires, trying to be aggressive. I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think Jim did anything wrong either. It's just they came together off the corner, and that's what happens. Especially at a track this small, short track, always just not a whole lot of room to play with. All right, well, your top 10, Jimmy Allen, David Farmer. Had some great racing up front so far. Daniel Cunningham, Alex Penn in the 4th position now. James Silvers in the 5th position. Michael Kosick in 6th. James Silvers is up 12 spots from where he started, and he is not on new tires. So James Silvers kind of flying under the radar, but we'll keep an eye on him. Michael Kosick in 6th. Andy Kurtz in 7th. Tony Iverson in the 8th position. Justin Ray in 9th. Recovered after that spin. And then my favorite driver named Ben Speed in the 10th position. Brian Terry in 11th. Drew Pearl in 12th. It's kind of weird that I'm reading off the running order when you can literally just look to the left and see it. But Drew Pearl in the 12th position. Nicholas Hasia in 13th. Jason Iracing in 14th. Tyler Johnson in 15th. Jonathan Atkins in 16th. Lucas Lyons had some sort of issue. I'm not really sure what happened to him, but he is back in 17th position. Oh, yeah, we saw him go around. Scott Fritz in 18th. Michael Cole in 19th. Jim Ott, after that spin, is back in 20th. And Sean Kostritza in 21st. Travis Twitty has called it a night. So race control has called it, and Alex Penn will go to the back after that contact with the 4 of Jim Ott. So in this league, they want you to call your EOLs. If you make contact with somebody and you cause a caution, they want you to call it out and take your EOL. If not, I would imagine there's probably going to be some penalties levied against you if you do not call it, and you should have. So it's a good rule. I like it. I like guys taking ownership of what happens. Now, while I don't feel like it was Alex's fault, it was sort of Jim getting loose, and Alex just had a head of steam and just couldn't react. I don't think anybody could have reacted fast enough. But regardless, makes contact, takes the EOL, and he goes all the way back to 19th position. All right, we're going to have just about 20 laps here in the end of this stage. Jimmy Allen with the lead is going to drive off into turn 1 and try to get the run, but we saw that bottom line be really good on the restart, and they make contact. Oh, my goodness. Jimmy Allen almost goes into the wall as David Farmer puts the side of the car to him and takes the lead back. I love to see that. Little door banging action. You cannot go wrong with that, and that's what you got to do here to take the lead. But Jimmy Allen going to fight back here. Not going to let that slide. I'm sure Jimmy feels like, man, I cut you a break there. You almost came up. We almost put you in the wall. You definitely don't want to do that on the backstretch. He's going to dive it in there, though. I love to see this. Going to dive it in on the outside, try to get the gas. Oh, a caution. It's out again. Like Tyler Johnson involved in yet another one. Just a tough night for Tyler. Tyler really struggling. Got a beautiful paint scheme. I love to see that. But caution is out again. We'll go back and see what happened to the 6 car. Looks like he just got loose again. See there in that 6 Valvoline machine on the bottom, just going to get a little bit loose, and everybody able to avoid him. A little bit of damage to that 6 car, no fast repairs, so he can try to go down and get some repairs. The hardest thing about that, though, is with this track being so small, it's really tough to go down and get repairs. If it was Pocono or, a bigger track, you could spend more time getting those Iracing, optional repairs done. But at this track, you just don't have a whole lot of time. You have to be smart about how you do it, and you're just not able to get a ton of repairs done. Now, normally, you don't need that much. So you can make a damaged car work pretty well. It just depends on how bad the damage is. You see that 46 car getting really close to the leaders as he's getting the lucky dog. The 46 of Sean Kostritza is going to get his lap back. So right now, Jim Ott, the only driver a lap down, as we got Tyler Johnson was revving that number 6 machine up as he came by the camera there. All right, well, just a few laps. Going to have about, I think once we go green, have about 10 or 11 laps before the stage. So I expect to see the intensity to continue to pick up. James Silvers has been able to take over that 3rd place and complete this amazing drive from 17th up to 3rd. I mean, one of the biggest movers. Drew Prohl up 11 spots, but just an amazing drive by James. And I'll have to even just offer some apologies that I haven't been paying attention to that 33 car. But, man, what a fantastic drive he's got going on a track that I think is very, very difficult to pass. He's been able to get it done, and he has yet to come in and take tires along with the whole top 6. Now, Justin Ray in 7th there. He came in and got 2 tires. So a little bit of strategy call to try to get some of that track position back after that spin. We'll see how that plays out. But getting ready to race to the stage. Who is going to come out with the stage victory right now? David Farmer and Jimmy Allen look to be your cars to beat tonight. And I don't know who's better. Honestly, David Farmer seems really good, but Jimmy Allen has been just so good when it counts and being aggressive. Both these guys have been really good on restart, so I'm excited to see 64 laps on their tires if they can get the power down and get back into turn one side by side again and see if they can battle it out. We've seen on the restarts the bottom line being good, but after a couple laps, the tires get up to speed or up to heat. You really want to get up to the top side. But David Farmer with a fantastic restart. That's going to bring James Silvers along with him. That 33 going to go right down to the bottom. And Jimmy Allen, man, gets it wound up on the top side. Oh, it actually gives a little bump to David Farmer, who kind of slows up on the back straightaway. Not really sure what was up with that. So that's going to open the door for James Silvers, though, who's going to go to the inside after that and going to be in the lead. He's going to be side by side with David Farmer, though. Can he clear him? Pretty close there. Farmer going to try to dive into the corner and get that top side and get it wound up, but I think Silvers may be able to clear him here. He's going to pull up in front of him. He does. David Farmer going to go back down to the inside to try to get it going, but the 84 is going to get loose. He's going to lose a ton of time as now Jimmy Allen going to go to the outside and take over that second spot. So just great racing here as we're getting close to the stage. And, man, a great drive. Oh, caution is out. Looks like Jason Iracing has had a problem, has gone around in that 44 Menards. We talked to him before the race. He's just wanting to try to be smart and try to stay out of trouble. And it looks like the 6, again, going to be involved in this. The 6 of Tyler Johnson. Let's go take a look at this on the replay. You see the 44 car, that yellow, that's Jason Iracing. You're going to see the 6 really get it wound up on the outside. He's just going to get loose and come down and clip the right rear. Really no fault of his. And he goes around. So tough deal there. That 6 car, Tyler Johnson, just having a tough night. Pit stop's happening. Everybody coming down pit road. And that will be the stage since they're pretty close. So that's your stage break. And everybody comes down pit road. And, man, James Silvers. So some guys flipping the stage, but James Silvers going to be your stage winner. We'll see if we can get him up here and talk to him real quick if I can find him. We'll try to get him up here and not waste too much of his time. James Silvers in the booth. Eddie in the broadcast booth. You got me, James?
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Man, it's going good, but going real good for you. Congratulations on that stage win, but, man, congratulations on moving up so many spots. I mean, I think you had 15 spots there from where you started. Just an incredible drive. What is a secret for you to be able to get up through the field like you've been able to?
Just being a consistent man and saving them tires and knowing where to get in the corner and, try to get out of the corner and try to give people a lot of space. And easing into the gas is a real good thing around here because, if you get in the gas way too hard, man, it'll spin you out. So it's all about that throttle control and trying to be able to stay straight.
All right. Well, congratulations, James, on a great drive, getting up there, taking that stage win, and looking forward to seeing what you can do moving forward.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
All right. James Silvers. And I don't know everybody's team name. So, what's funny is I keep grabbing these guys, and I don't really pay attention to where I grab them from. And I've been sending them back to where I think they came from. I might be sending some of these guys back to rooms that they're not supposed to be in, so I hope not. But I think he is on Cornerstone Motorsports, so I know those guys are ready to go and proud. Alex Penn, your points leader, is also on that team along with Justin Ray. So seeming like some really fast drivers. But up front, though, Ben Speed is going to come away with the lead. He pitted 32 laps ago. He has taken 4 tires. Drew Pearl on the outside in that 80 Goodwrench machine also pitted about 33 laps ago. Then you have Jonathan Atkins, Lucas Lyons taking 4 tires about 20 laps ago. And then just some hodgepodge amount of different strategies here. So going to change up the running order as, Ben Speed gets a great jump, going to get out front. Drew Pearl just does not get a good start as he spins his tires. And Jonathan Atkins, another really fast driver, somebody who's been a big mover on the night, 14 spots as well, who is now battling for the lead. He's going to go down to the inside. He's got much fresher tires. It's time to do it. And that 9 cars look really, really strong tonight. Got a Noah Gragson paint scheme and has been looking really, really good. He's going to just go up there and just take the lead. didn't even waste any time. Gets that 9 out front and got it as we cross over to 100 laps to go. Now the battle's going to be about for second. Is Drew Prohl really struggling on that restart. And you're starting to see these older tires are going to battle between the two as the 80 gets loose. That's going to open the door for Lucas Lyons to go to the outside, and he is going to be able to drive right around the 80. 80 going to try to gas it up and get it back, but I think Lucas has the tire advantage and will have the advantage here off the corner. Now right behind them, oh, the 29! 29's going to get loose, bid speed. Gets loose and spins off the corner and brings out the caution here on lap 76. I don't think anybody else was involved, but the leader coming to the restart has spun and brought out the caution. I can't believe it. It's just those old tires, 36 laps on tires, are trying to get out there and make something happen. And deadgummit if that didn't just end badly for the 29 machine. We'll go get you a replay real quick. We kind of saw it happening. Those guys really not able to get the power down off the corner. Let's take a look at the replay. That black and greenish car right in the middle of your screen, you're going to see he's just trying to gas it up, trying to keep up with that 9 car, and just a little bit too much throttle. Overcorrects, scares the bejesus out of Jimmy Allen, but everybody able to avoid. Oh, the 13 doesn't avoid it. Brian Terry is going to get loose off the corner, and he's going to spin down into the grass. So some extracurricular wrecks there. We'll go back and see from his point of view. He had a car outside of him. You see him spinning. Oh. Did he get some help there? I don't know. We'll go back and look at this one more time as we're getting ready for the restart soon. Coming off the corner, we'll see the car in the middle of the track, and yeah, just slowing down in the 46, trying to avoid. He's probably looking at the car sitting in the middle of the track, not really paying attention. The 46 is Sean Kostritza, just kind of clips Brian in the rear end and sends him around. So Ben Speed going to come out after that in 15th position, but going to come down and get 4 tires, so he'll be able to try to work himself back up to the front. But Lucas Lyon, last night's winner, up front. Or I think it's Jonathan Atkins, excuse me. Timing and scoring, Lucas had kind of stuck his nose out there front. But Atkins, Jonathan Atkins in that 9 machine is the leader. So he's going to lead us down to the green flag. All right, well, we've seen that 9 car get great restarts. Jimmy Allen, though, 11 laps on those tires. He's got the freshest tires. I think that 99 is coming up here to take this lead, and I don't think there's anything these guys can do to stop it. Both the front 2 have 28 laps on their tires. Jimmy with 11. As we look on board, he's going to get the run off the top side, go straight down to the bottom, look to the inside of Lucas. As Lucas going to try to fight hard on the outside, but man, Jimmy has just been so strong as Lucas does a good job so far. And Jimmy actually gets a little bit loose, so he's going to lose that second place. He's going to fall back behind Lucas and get it all wrap back up. Right now, watching David Farmer, though, to the inside of Scott Fritz. As Lucas Lyon gets into the wall here, you see him slow. Not really sure what happened to Lucas there, but now he's in a world of hurt. As he's got drivers all around him, as watch Scott Fritz try to keep up on the outside there. We'll try to go back and see what happened to Lucas. Looks like he just got a little bit loose. Go back and look here on the picture-in-picture what happened to Lucas Lyons. Running in second position, going to come down right here, and you're going to see him get loose off this corner. Yeah, just 4-wheel slides it there, and just trying the best he can to get back going, but just loses a ton of spots because of that. But Jonathan Atkins really pulling away Jimmy Allen. That's going to give him the second position. He didn't even have to try for that one. And now all those new tires, Jimmy Allen, James Silvers, and David Farmer have moved up into second, third, and fourth. And Daniel Cunningham now going to the inside of Lucas Lyons. Lucas really struggling, and so is Scott Fritz with those older tires. So they're on the wrong end. Now Jonathan Atkins on the same cycle as them, but he is doing a much better job of dealing with those tires. So, man, look at this battle, though. Lucas 0-1 right behind him. Just nowhere to go is Justin Ray down on the inside, and Scott Fritz going to try to get to the outside of the 25. Almost 3 wide here. Not quite able to hang on to it. Lucas is fighting his guts out. Justin Ray going to go around. The 38 going to go around again. Oh, no, and the 4 is going to make contact. Jim Ott again makes contact. Just nowhere to go as the 38 spins across the track and brings out yet another caution. That battle was just so tough. Guys trying to get all they can get. And unfortunately, Justin Ray going to have his second incident of the night. Let's take a look at it on the replay. And we'll go on board with him this time and just see what he was dealing with that steering wheel. See him trying to get to the 0-1 of Scott Fritz here. He's going to drive in the corner, and he's going to realize, oh, crap, I'm going to run into him. Gets on the brakes, and the brake bias that you have to run, he just comes around. So go on board with Jim Ott. You can just see how difficult and how quickly things happen. You see Jim in a battle with Michael Kostick of his own. You see Justin Ray go. He's going to think, oh, he's going up the track. I don't know what to do. And just nowhere to go for Jim Ott. So a frustrating night for Jim, I can imagine, as he has already had contact with other drivers that have sent him to the back. So I can imagine Jim not too thrilled right now. He's just been involved in other people's issues so far. See some guys coming down pit road. You see Justin Ray, Jim Ott, Sean Kostritza, and Drew Prohl and Brian Terry all coming down pit road to get repairs. They're trying to get out for the pace car. You can see the pace car coming and trying to get out before they go a lap down. So really good job by all those drivers to get out in time that they don't lose that lap, because that would be very, very difficult. We got a lot of cautions. You probably get it back. But good job, though, nonetheless. Well, we've had a lot of cautions so far. 7 cautions, but 10 lead changes. So we've had a lot of good racing. Honestly, there have been a lot of cautions, but nothing too egregious. It's been just some mistakes. A lot of guys really struggling with the rear tires. We'll look at the track temp, and honestly, I expected the track temp to be a little bit hotter with how hard these guys are racing and the rear tires really being lit up, but it just shows the power of the Xfinity car and what they're able to lay down with all that horsepower that they got. Jonathan Atkins going to have the lead as we get ready to go green here on lap 93. These laps are ticking off, even though we've had a lot of cautions. This race will be over before you know it. But the cream has really gotten to the top here, as Jonathan Atkins was really fast early on. Jimmy Allen, James Silvers, David Farmer, Daniel Cunningham, all up front, as Jonathan Atkins gets a great jump. But, man, Jimmy Allen, what a great drive down in the corner. He's going to get a huge run down the back straightaway. Jonathan Atkins, though, fighting hard off the corner. He is going to be able to clear Jimmy. And Jimmy going to try again on that outside. Man, he is really getting with it, as James Silver's just kind of waiting in the wings for his turn after they settle this. I'm sure he'd love for him to make a little bit of contact and he can drive away. But what a great battle this is. Jonathan Atkins again on much older tires, but he's doing a great job of maintaining. But Jimmy Allen has just shown just an elevated aggression level. It's just a lot of fun to watch. He hasn't been able to take the lead just yet, but you can see him trying all kinds of different things to get the run sort of a short track type mentality. You see a lot of guys wrapping the bottom. But Jimmy Allen driving in on the outside, trying to get that drive off the corner. He's really leaning on that right rear. You can see him kind of step out there off of turn 2. So it's definitely a risk versus reward type thing. Oh, man, is James Silver's going to get a little bit loose as he's got David Farmer all over him. They come off the corner side by side. The 33 really leaning on that 84, but he's just not able to get the power down, and so Silver's with that little bit. You see him just a little bit of shimmy there off the corner and almost lost a couple positions as Daniel Cunningham was ready to try to take that from him. But you see how they're all lined up here. Who is going to win this race? I have no idea, man. There's been a lot of guys up here that's been really fast, but I'm really impressed with Jonathan Atkins on these older tires. Has just shown a lot of strength out front. As we watch this battle here, see if anybody can make some moves. Kind of getting spread out a little bit. Last lap, Jonathan Atkins, the fastest car on the track. Caution is out again. Michael Cole has gone around. Looks like Drew Prohl right in front of him, and man, Michael Cole is driving a modified here. That 67 car is all tore up. Looked like he had made some contact already, and we'll go back and look here on the replay. On the top side of your screen in that white car, that 67 is going to come down, make a little contact with the 29, gets put into the wall, gets hit by Jim Ott, goes through the grass, comes back up on the track. He's going to go 3 wide here and then make contact with the 80 and goes around. It's like a pinball. Go back about a half a lap and try to watch from his point of view. Definitely fighting an ill-handling race car. See him way out of the groove. There's no grip up there as he's trying to make this thing work. Comes off the corner and a little bit of net code there and just drives through the grass and just loses the front end, able to control it, not able to get it going now, going 3 wide. Just seemed to kind of got stuck in a bad loop and just couldn't get recovered. So that brings out yet another caution. So everybody comes down pit road that was up front. Jonathan Atkins, James Silvers, David Farmer, Jimmy Allen all come down pit road. Jimmy Allen actually wins the battle off of pit road and is, technically the leader of that group. Now Lucas Lyon going to stay out. He pitted 14 laps ago. We noted that earlier. And I think that's a good call. It's a call that he made before. I think we may have one more pit stop in us. But I think at some point, track position is just going to be too important. Those cautions are going to continue coming out. Track position, if you time it right, you want to be on the good. I think 70 laps is still quite a while on set of tires. I think there'll be one more pit stop, but we're getting close to the last pit stop of the night. Well, it's been a lot of fun tonight. I've enjoyed this race. The Xfinity car, one of my favorites. I do like the ARCA car, but I really, really enjoy the racing that the Xfinity car puts on. And I think tonight has shown that. There's been a lot of really good side-by-side racing. I think just this particular track can be frustrating to make these passes. We've seen some people be able to do that. James Silvers, Jonathan Atkins, and a few others be able to make their way up through the pack. But most people have been kind of just hanging around where they are outside of some wacky pit strategy here. But going to get ready to go green. We got the modified of Sean Kostritza out on the outside, and Lucas Lyons here on the inside as he's going to get a great jump here as they go down into turn 1. And you see Jimmy Allen already up to the outside trying to make something happen. Oh, he gets into the wall, but he is going to be able to clear it. Jimmy Allen really getting with it here. He has got those fresh tires. He's trying to make use of them and get as many spots as he can. As you can see right behind him, Jonathan Atkins, Oh, Jimmy Allen's going to get real loose trying to get and do the crossover on the 29 of Ben Speed, who we saw him sideways. We're going to have 3 wide. Maybe Jonathan Atkins thought about it. The 80's going around. Drew Prohl on the backstretch. The 88 of Andy Kurtz goes around. And caution out yet again. My goodness. Drew Prohl is where that started, and we saw him in the distance go around. I think guys are just, I don't know about this one until we get into it, but I think guys are just putting the throttle down just a little bit too hard, trying to get all they can get. Drew was in a 3-wide situation at one point. Then we'll go look and see what happened here. Go look at the replay here as we're on board with Drew in that 80 on the bottom. You see James Silvers in that 33 on the outside. We'll see what happened here. Off the corner. A slight bit of contact. It looks worse than it actually is. He comes up and kind of just tags it. The problem is where the weight is at that point. Once he's on the throttle coming off the corner, it is all on that right rear. So you touch that right front to somebody, and that right rear is just begging to come around. And that's exactly what happened. You'll see it one more time. Just comes up, makes a little bit of contact as he's got the throttle down, and Andy Kurtz just, unfortunately, had nowhere to go. We'll go on board with Andy Kurtz. You actually hear him shifting a little bit, and that contact happens, and just nowhere to go. So, man, I tell you, lots of contact, a lot of cautions tonight. I can't say I didn't expect it, but, one thing I didn't expect is to see this right here up front in second place. Sean Kostritza, just completely missing a front bumper, but with pit strategy finds himself up front. And, that cools those tires off, and I wonder how much that's modeled in iRacing. He's able to, if it was modeled in real life, I bet those brakes and right front, left front would be extremely cool as they're kind of sticking out right there. Keep the heat down, probably make that car pretty fast. Probably on the long run. So we'll see if that effect, happens here in iRacing. A lot of times iRacing doesn't model things just like that. That's pretty complex to deal with. But still, incredible to see him up here in second place with a car that looks like that. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to get back green here. Lucas Lyon with the lead with that pit strategy, trying to get some track position. And then we've seen Jimmy Allen, David Farmer, Ben Speed. Incredible recovery for Ben Speed after going around. And still finds himself up in the top 3 at the moment. But I still feel like the win's going to come from the 99, the 9, the 84, the 33, or maybe even the 08. I think those guys have shown a ton of speed. Lucas Lyon not going to waste any time and going to pull away, and that 46 is going to be in trouble as Jimmy Allen again just dives it off into turn 1. He's going to get a loose again. Scared. I think he scared Ben Speed a little bit. It's Ben checked up there on the bottom, but Jimmy being very aggressive to get around this 46 car. I think he's got the speed. I'm not sure he has to be this aggressive. He's really putting a lot of pressure, but he is going to be able to clear that 46. The 46 kind of stuck on the bottom. As now he's going to get passed by David Farmer on the outside. So now we're going to see what Lucas has. Can he hold these guys off? He's got quite a while You know, as fast as they're moving, they're about 2/10 faster than what he's able to do. Jimmy Allen is. I mean, Jimmy is just flying. It's really impressive to see how. I mean, it's got to be fun. I mean, he is really getting with it. You see him loose off the corner there, trying to make something happen. He's going to go to the inside, or the outside, excuse me, of Lucas to get that run again. You can see it's just the risk and reward of trying to get the run and drive off the bottom, but you can see that wheel all the way over to 3 o'clock. But, hey, Jimmy Allen currently the show in my mind. He is really putting on a wild race. But right now, David Farmer going to join this battle, and so is James Silvers. I think Jimmy would love to get ahead of Lucas as soon as possible, but this strategy that he's trying to employ hasn't worked just yet. He's going to get to the outside of Lucas here. Not able to get beside him. That's going to open the door for David Farmer, who now goes to the inside. Jimmy going to gas it up, try to hold on to that second position, but Farmer. Oh, and Jimmy's going to go all the way around. We're going to be 3 wide off the corner. Oh, and Jimmy gets a little bit loose and has to back out of it, it looks like, as I thought we were going to have a 3-way battle for the lead. Jimmy really trying that outside line. He gets up out into the slick stuff, and oh, James Silvers almost makes contact with Jimmy. Oh, they're going to door bang Lucas Lyons. David Farmer going down into turn 3. They're side by side, but I think Farmer may be able to clear him here. We'll see. He comes off the corner. David Farmer able to clear him. Lucas Lyons now falling back. He's lost 3 spots in 1 corner. That's how quickly it happens. And now Jonathan Atkins going to join the battle. Lucas Lyons trying to get down to the bottom, but just can't. They're just driving right by him. They have about 13 lap fresher tires than Lucas does. He's doing the best that he can, but those new tires are really always going to get into the wall. And that will relegate him back to the 5th position. On board with Jonathan Atkins as we watch this battle for the lead. Just incredible up front racing. And these guys have been the cream of the crop all night long. Now, I think Daniel Cunningham is pretty fast, but it seems like he just doesn't have the aggression level that these other guys do. And I think that might be the difference at the moment. Man, talk about aggression, though. Jimmy Allen, you'd think he's out. You'd think his tires are toast, and then he comes right back at you. Full speed, and he is all over the back bumper of David Farmer. As we watch this battle, I mean, it's just a incredible battle for the lead. You see Jonathan Atkins go down to the inside of James Silvers. Silvers trying to hold steady and hold on to that 3rd position. It's just hard to figure out where to go. I mean, Jimmy Allen's using all the track. It's hard to kind of stick your nose in there because he'll be there at some point. So I don't think Jimmy, if Jimmy was laying down paint out of the back of the car, he would have painted the whole track. It'd have been covered at this point. He has been everywhere. And he put a little bit on the wall there, so he ain't playing around. Oh, you're going to see James Silvers get a little bit loose. And that's going to open the door for Jonathan Atkins. Just that one little bit of mistake is what Atkins was waiting on. Let's see if Silvers can hold on to it. Not quite able to do it. So Jonathan Atkins up into the 3rd position. But the battle for the lead continues to rage on. David Farmer is a lot more stable. He's running a lot smoother. But, I mean, Jimmy Allen is all over his back bumper, and he's hopping up over the grass. He's hitting the wall. He's driving up at the top side, going down to the bottom. And he is still there. So just completely 2 different driving styles, and this is for the lead. Got 45 laps to go. They're clicking off. We've got some nice green flag racing here. I know I'm watching the battle for the lead, but I'd love to show some other guys, but right now I cannot turn away. Oh, he makes contact with David Farmer, and Farmer goes around as he's going to save it. No! Down into the inside wall. No caution just yet as he's trying to get back on the track. No caution still. Barney asleep at the flag stand. Farmer going to try to get this car going. He's going to spin out again. Obvious damage to that 84 machine. The pack goes by and now gets a caution as he goes a lap down. So tough deal for David Farmer, who goes around after that incident. And, man, what some great racing, and I hate to see that happen for the 84. My goodness. Well, just so disappointing. And we're going to go back and see what happened. It was a little bit of contact there with Jimmy, and we'll go on the far chase cam, give you an idea of what happened. Let's take a look at the replay. Coming off the corner, you're going to see a little bit of contact here. Jimmy just drives it in, catches that right rear quarter. Oh, my goodness, tries to save it, almost does. He's trying to get it locked down and just couldn't. And then hits some sort of invisible barrier there. That was kind of wild. As it come off the corner, you're going to see right here just that little bit of contact, just trying to thread the needle. Jimmy was, and around goes the 84. You can see he is trying to save that thing. The hands going back and forth. Going to hit that inside wall, and then I don't know what the heck happened here. Iracing happened. Boop. He hit that mole. That mole said, "Get out of my house," and punched him up in the air. But now Jim Ott going to take over the lead as everybody comes down pit road. James Silver's going to lead the pack as Michael Cole decides, "Nah, I don't want to do this." Comes down pit road, take his 4 tires. So right now, James Silver's is going to be the first car on 4 tires. Jim Ott, who's had sort of a tough night, he's just like, "Man, just get me out of the Hornet's Nest. Let me be up front." He is on 22-lap old tires, so we'll see what he's able to do. David Farmer coming back down pit road. He is a lap down, so he'll have to pit now. Probably has some damage that he needs to fix. So disappointing end to this night for David Farmer. We watch him come down pit road. But up front, though, it is down to check cash and time. The pay window is open. Who is going to take it? James Silvers comes out with the lead after that round of pit stops. Silvers comes down pit road. He has a 13.9 second stop versus Jonathan Atkins with a 14.5 in his box. That is over half a second faster, and that's the difference. It's going to let James Silvers get out front. Now, James is going to be in the best spot. No offense to Jim Ott, but these guys have been the fastest all night, and they have 20-lap fresher tires. I can imagine James Silver's in a good spot on the outside of Jim. Jim just needs to get away and not spin his tires. That's always the nervous thing. You see those guys behind you on 4 tires, you get nervous and you spin the tires. If Jim doesn't spin the tires, I think he'll be okay. We'll see if he can do anything with these guys. Green flag is out. Jim does a good job, doesn't really spin the tires. And Silver's going to drive deep in the corner, try to get the run on the outside. Lucas Lyon's going to follow him as Jonathan Atkins kind of stuck behind that behind Jim. Needs somewhere to go. As now these two are side by side. Jim doing a good job, but here comes Lucas on the outside with those fresh tires, goes right up to the outside of Jim Ott. And now Lucas Lyon's going to take control of second place. Jonathan Atkins just kind of nowhere to go. He's going to try to maybe make it 3 wide, but not able to do it. He gets to the inside of Jim Ott. The 08 of Daniel Cunningham comes alive here towards the end of this race, and here's Alex Penn right behind them. The 30 machine, I thought he was out of this thing. He's missing a front bumper. He ain't got nothing but the Nerf bar. They don't even have Nerf bars. They put a Nerf bar on there under caution. But right now we got a battle for the lead. Jonathan Atkins able to get clear and now sets his sights. He's going to drive really deep in on the 25. The 25 trying to do something here. They're all on equal tire. Jim Ott, the only one on older tires in the whole field, as everybody came down there to get their last set of tires. Nobody will come down pit road anymore. I can guarantee that. Lucas is going to get loose here. That's going to open the door for the 9. Atkins goes to the outside. has the momentum, has the position, I think. Let's see if Lucas can hold him off. Lucas able to get the power down, but you see the run that the 9 has going down into the corner. And Atkins really getting that thing rolling on the outside. Can he do anything with James Silver? He's going to get up there and try to battle for the lead here. Coming off the corner is James Silvers, Jonathan Atkins, Lucas Lyons, your top 3. Daniel Cunningham has now found his way into the 4th position. And we have 30 laps to go here. Who's going to win this race? I have no idea. There's too many to call. And Lucas going to give the bump to Atkins as he's able to get around the 25. And they're doing bumper cars out there. We love to see that. Lucas Lyons going to drive right to the back bumper of the 9, but he is there on the back bumper of the 33. These guys, the two biggest movers of the race, kept their car clean. Haven't seen much issues with them. James Silver's up 16 spots. He's currently your biggest mover of the night. Jonathan Atkins, your second biggest mover, up 14 spots. And they have come alive right here. They're starting to pull away from Lucas just a little bit. Lucas trying to keep them in his windshield, but I think it's going to be a battle for the next 30 laps if we stay green. Here he goes. Atkins takes a peek down to the inside, but Silver's going to be able to block it off. Atkins, though, gets a great run off the corner. Ooh, almost makes a little contact with the wall. He's going to look to the outside. Here comes Atkins with a great run off the corner. Looking to the inside. Can he make it stick? Silver's going to cover it, though. He drives really deep into the corner, gets right down to the bottom. Impressive drive down into the corner there. Battle for the lead continues to rage on. So far, so good. You can see these guys not getting loose, not really having much trouble. Cars look like they're driving really good as we get down to 25 laps to go. And, man, these laps are clicking off extremely fast. These two right here running the fastest lap times on the track. They are really getting with it here. Because now Atkins going to look up to the outside. He gets the spotter call, but Silver's not phased. He knew he had what he needed to get off the corner there and lead that lap as well. Man, I'll tell you, this has been some amazing racing. You can see the gap they've already pulled on Lucas Lyons. Lucas going to fall back into the hands of his teammate, Daniel Cunningham, but I cannot look away. I got to see how this is going to play out. Atkins, I don't know these drivers, so I don't know their personalities. All drivers have different personalities. And how they race is all different. Some guys willing to put the bumper, some not. Atkins looking down, showing his nose, but not quite able to do it. Silver's doing a great job defensive driving there, but off the corner, Atkins going to get a nice run, but couldn't get the power down. Now he's going to go up to the outside, try to get a run off of turn 2. Atkins putting on insane pressure, but so far Silver's been able to release that pressure and not let it get to him as he's doing a great job holding off this 9. This 9 looks extremely fast, but the 33 knows if he lets him by or if he gives him an opportunity to make that pass, he may never see him again. So the 33 is going to have to do all he can for the next 20 laps around this track. It's going to be extremely tough. Atkins gets a little bit loose, not able to get the rear tires to grip up off the corner, but they are still nose to tail here with just 19 or 20 laps to go now. Watching, seeing what Atkins is doing. You can see he's really able to get a great run into the corner, but that's not where he can make a pass. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter if he can make a good entry into the corner because Silver's able to get down to the bottom, and he's blocking that entry from that really making a difference. So a run off the corner is what Atkins needs to do, and you can see him trying to do it, entering in up high, trying to get to that right rear quarter of the 33 so he can keep that momentum, not have to check up, and get a great run down the straightaways. So he's doing the best he can. But, man, I tell you, James Silver's looking really, really strong right now, looking poised. You don't see him really making a mistake. Atkins going to, though, look down to the inside and takes a peek. Not able to get clear and get inside just yet. I think if Atkins is going to make a pass, I think he's going to have to give him a little bit of bumper unless Silvers makes a mistake. And you see right there, Atkins actually loses a good bit of time. Man, I want to show some other battles, guys, but man, this battle for the lead has been just so much fun to watch as Atkins gets loose again. That's the only negative with that line of entering in hot and exiting off low. You put a lot of pressure on that right rear tire. You ask a lot of it, and it's starting to hurt him right now. We got a battle for third, though. Daniel Cunningham trying to get to the outside, or the inside of his teammate Lucas Lyons. Got that wheel turning all the way over to 9 o'clock. He is really putting the wheel into that thing to try to get around Lucas here. They are side by side. What great racing is going on right here. I don't think either one of these drivers has what they need to get up there and make a pass for the lead. So this is the race right here for a podium position. And I always say it, man. You know, if you can't win the race, at least get an interview. And that is what Daniel Cunningham is doing. He's able to get around last night's winner, Lucas Lyon, and take over that third place position. So great drive by him. He started on the pole. It's been kind of hanging around that top 5 all night long, and here with a little over 10 laps to go, able to take over that third spot. Right behind him, though, is Michael Kostick, another one of those drivers you'll always see at the end of these races, and he is showing why right now as he is coming alive, going to look to the inside of his teammate Lucas Lyons. Not wanting to rob you of any battles. We'll keep an eye here on the front two. If anything changes, that way you don't miss it. But I do want to take a look at some battles that are going around on the track as the battle for the lead is kind of stalled out for just a moment. Atkins trying to get in there, maybe cool his tires off a little bit and take another run at him as we watch Kostick and Lucas battling side by side. Lucas trying the best that he can. He's just struggling there on the outside. The outside has been sort of the dominant line, so I don't know if Lucas is just struggling to get the grip or what. But you see Daniel Cunningham has driven away. But James Silvers, man, he is laying down some extremely fast lap times. He is almost 2/10 faster than anybody else on the track. As caution is out. Caution is out. Looks like Nicholas Hasia brings out the caution. He was slow. We'll see exactly what happened to him. But he is slow on the track and brings out the caution with just a few laps to go. And boy, I tell you what, James Silvers just punching the air right now. Let's go back and see what happened to the 28 of Nicholas Hasia. Goes down to the corner and just loses it. Just completely four-wheel slides it into the corner and kind of gets down in the grass, so nobody else involved. But we'll go on board and see what that looks like. See, he's a little bit loose there. He's going to drop down the corner. Yeah, just gets on the brake. He overdrives the entry to the corner and just comes around, and that brings out the caution. We had a guy sitting on the track for like half a lap, and no caution was come out, and he just kind of half spins, and it comes out. That's the way Iracing does it right there. But like I said, James Silvers just so frustrating. But that's racing, baby. That's why we do it, because we want to come out here and we want to earn it. Now, Silvers has done a fantastic job. He's come out there and driven up through the field. Started 17th. Look at that. Started 17th and is currently running first and showing why he is just blazing fast. But that opens the door for a couple drivers. Now, Silvers has been pretty mistake-free. We talked to him a little bit earlier. Seemed pretty confident. Seemed to know what he's doing and able to wheel that car and be fast, but also be smart and be patient on the throttle. And that has really been a plus for him. But at the end of these races, mistakes can happen. It's easy to make those mistakes, have things go wrong, spin your tires on a restart, open the door for Jonathan Atkins, who has been extremely fast. So Silvers, to get this win, he's going to have to be perfect for 5 more laps. Now, not a green-white checkered, I don't believe, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. I think it should be sort of a natural green-white checkered or a 4-lap, 3 to 4 lap run to the finish. We'll see as we cross the line if they get the 1 to go. They should get it here. And they do. Lights go out on the pace car. We're going to go green. 5 laps to go. We're going to have 4 laps to finish this thing. We got a few green-white checkers if we need them, but I hope we don't. Hope we don't need them. What are you thinking about if you're Silvers? You're just trying to get the power down. You've got control of the restart. You're trying to get up through the gears, get down in the corner, and get the drive off of 2. That's the most important. If you're Atkins, you're trying to time this restart a little bit. We're going to see who's going to be able to do it. Silvers gets a great jump, but I think Atkins gets sort of a pretty good jump for second place. He's still there on the outside. He's going to drive up to the outside of him. Can he get to that right rear corner? No. James Silvers gets a great jump, and Atkins going to get into the wall. That's going to hurt his momentum. To go down to the corner, James Silvers with complete control of this race as caution does come out again. Looks like your points leader, Alex Penn, has gone around again. Just a tough night for that 30 machine. A lot of modifieds running out here in this Xfinity series. But you knew it was going to happen. Guys are going to be trying for every little bit that they can get here on these restarts. So no surprise to see somebody going around. And Alex was actually running up near the top 5. And we'll look at it here. He'll be the 30 car on the outside. You see him up there right to the outside of Lucas Lyons. Going to drive off into the corner. And, oh, man, just a little bit of net code, unfortunately. I know he probably feels like he got turned. However, you'll be able to see it as we get to the next corner. 46 going to get, or excuse me, the 24, sorry, Tony Iverson, going to get in there and make a little bit of contact. But like I said, it's mostly, you're going to see right here. You're going to see the net code. Now, some people say net code. If net code happens, you're going to make contact anyway, and that might be true right there. But you hate to see that be a part of it. But that was enough contact, sends the 30 into the wall, and just continues the tough night for Alex Penn. Alex really recovered there, able to get back towards the front. Now going to be at the back. But Silvers did a great job on that restart, got away, but we have 3 green-white checkers, and this will be the first of 3. Now, what can Silvers do? Now he's going to have to do it for possibly 3 times. You know, it's going to be a tough ask. I think Atkins did a great job. He did make contact with the wall. Will that hurt him? That'll be something we'll have to pay attention to, because he did make contact there off of 2, trying to make something happen on that outside. Now, they've been on these set of tires for 42 laps. So there's not a whole lot of grip left in these things that you can really make a ton of moves. But these cautions do allow you to cool the tires down a little bit and make another run at it here. Now, I don't think this will matter, but we'll see. Jimmy Allen, I believe, is on a new set of tires. You see him in that yellow car up there at the top row, 4 rows deep. He'll be the first car on a set of stickers. So, you know, green-white checker, if we go to the end of this thing, may not be enough, but if he can pick up a couple spots and we go through all 3 green-white checkers, he may be a player here at the end. The lights are out. First green-white checkered here in Bluegrass. Thank y'all for watching. Glad to have y'all here. We're going to see this thing through to the end. Can't wait. See who comes away with the win. James Silvers, Jonathan Atkins side by side. Silvers gets a great jump. Clears Atkins going into turn 1. Let's see what Atkins has. Going to go down to the bottom. Gets right to the back bumper. Doesn't make contact, though. We're still green. Drives into the corner. Gets right to the back bumper. Can he do anything here? Silvers Going to get a little bit loose. Atkins all over the back bumper. Well, white flag is out. One more lap to go. Can Atkins do anything? He's going to go out to the outside, try to make this work yet again, but not quite able to get the power down on that outside line. Trying the best that he can. He's going to drive deep into turn 3. Oh, wants to make contact, but just not able to do it. And James Silvers takes the checkered flag and wins here at North Wilkesboro. Wow. My goodness, incredible race. What a drive by James Silvers. Won the stage and wins the race. Jimmy Allen, we talked about him. Just flying on that restart, and I do want to show that because he put some pretty amazing moves there on that restart. So we'll go back and watch Jimmy Allen here on the replay. See him outside 3 wide on this restart. Coming down here, he's going to pick up 2 spots, grabbing a little bit of the wall. He's going to go to the outside of Lucas Lyons. Going to try to make it 3 wide again. You can see the white flag coming out here. He's got a few more to make. He's using the top line as Caustic. Going to try to block him a little bit. Not a lot of grip out there. He's going to get to the right rear quarter, though. And coming off a turn 4, trying to gas it up. Side by side, Caustic, though, able to hold him off. What a fun drive. Oh, my goodness. I don't know Jimmy Allen, but I'm a fan. Right now, though, we're watching James Silvers, your winner. Golly, 16 spots, and he's burning it down on the front straightaway. And we'll get ready to do some interviews, talk to some of these drivers, see what they thought. And we'll get the third place driver in here in just a minute, as James Silver's still burning it down. He's going to go backwards down pit road, and just loving it. Well, all right. Well, waiting on drivers to get back in here. Just talking about the race. It's just been a lot of fun. Just a lot of comers and goers, a lot of guys up front, and it was a fun race, man. You can't beat that kind of racing. Guys really searching around, trying to find, speed and whatnot, and able to come away with the victory was James Silvers. All right, let's talk to our third place driver. Third place driver, Daniel Cunningham. Let's see if we can find him. I can't find him. Let's get him up into the booth. Daniel Cunningham, your third place finisher. Man, incredible drive. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Eddie.
We'll turn you up just a tad bit to make sure I can hear you and everybody at home can hear you as well. But, man, you started out on pole, fell back to the 5th position, and really kind of hung out there for a while. And then there at the end, came alive. And you had a nice battle with your teammate, Lucas Lyons. If you didn't have to battle with Lucas, do you think he had anything for these top 2?
Probably not, to be honest. I think if they would have been allowed to qualify since they were racing down, they probably would have been front row in qualifying too. They're definitely seemed like they were faster. Once we got a little bit longer into the run, I felt like I could maintain. I just didn't really have the fire off to kind of keep up with them. And then on the restarts, I just kept spinning the tires. I got so used to just being able to mat the throttle in the truck last night that I kept doing that, and that doesn't work too well in these things. So, they were definitely really fast. Farmer was really fast. The 99 was also. I saw he was coming on tires there at the end. So, I'm happy with P3, all things considered. This is probably my worst racetrack on iRacing. I usually seem to screw it up in the pits or self-spin or, get net coated into that big gap on the back straightaway wall or something stupid happens. So overall, I'm happy with that. I'll definitely take that.
Yeah, it was fun watching, but you kept your car clean. I think that was the most important thing that we saw tonight is just making the right call to come down and take 4 tires at the right time, which I feel like y'all did. But also just keeping your car clean and not, ending up backwards like a lot of drivers who were up front did. So you're able to do that. Now you're sitting second in points. You don't have a win yet. Alex Penn having a tough night, but you were able to gain a good amount of points here tonight. He finished 18th, you finished 3rd, but you still have a 73-point gap before the race. That is a lot to ask. So second points as we get down to the playoffs, you're still in a pretty good spot, but I would have to think you would love to get a win before the playoffs start.
It's funny because the last time I finished on podium in one of these, that was what the broadcaster said. You're the highest in points without a win. So thanks for the reminder. Appreciate that. But yeah, I definitely love to get one. It's so hard to win in this series. I mean, in any of the Bluegrass series. So I've definitely had to work a lot. It's a lot more mentally straining in this series, just with the level of competition. I mean, you can't take any laps off. You can't take any races off. You've got to be on it every single lap. So getting there slowly but surely. I kind of feel like at the beginning of the season, some of the, top 5 runs or, some of those races that I had were a little bit more strategy than speed, but I felt like I had really good speed overall tonight. So even though it's kind of the same as where I've been finishing, it feels a lot different. And it feels a lot better than the other ones, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, and just a good drive there at the end. It was fun watching you making those passes at the end. I mean, at what point do you feel like, because it seems like your skill level has really improved over the last couple, year or so. You definitely improved in that department. But the aggression level, being aggressive on restarts and early on is one thing that you always kind of talk about you need to work on. What do you do to try to improve that and because that feels like maybe the next step you need to take to start clicking off wins? Because you definitely have the speed, but you're pretty passive on these restarts. What do you do? How do you psych yourself up to really go for it and try to be aggressive?
I think I need to go back and watch some mid 2010 Kyle Busch restarts or something. Go back and watch some of the Rowdy restarts to try to take a page out of that book. I mean, my first season over here, my main goal coming in was just be consistent. Don't piss anyone off. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in post-race fights, and thankfully to this point, I haven't been involved in any of it. So, that's number one. I just don't want to go in, especially into the playoffs, with any enemies. So, in the back of my mind, it's always kind of a risk versus reward thing. Do I really want to run the risk of somebody paying a favor back later on for something now? So, but yeah, you're spot on. I definitely need to improve in that department, and I think that is the next step, is just finding where that line is without stepping over it.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we had some long runs, some really, really long runs tonight, I think you wouldn't have to be aggressive. But it just seems like the way this night went, aggression was just so important. But I mean, still, with all that being said, and I'm not being down on you for sure. I'm trying to take that as a compliment, because I think you've improved so much, and I think you're ready to start winning races. But had we had some long green flag runs, I think you would have been up there battling for the lead. But, man, great drive, 3rd place, just really impressive race overall. You put a good one together tonight, so congratulations. As always, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout-outs?
Yeah, appreciate you putting on the broadcast and stepping up to do these. You do a great job with them every time, every one of them you do. So appreciate that. Appreciate all the hard work that Jason puts into the league, and Cody with running race control, and the other admins. All the JC Motorsports teammates helped me out a lot. Jonah giving me tips on how to run North Wilkesboro has helped out a lot. Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, Rowdy Energy, and I don't know if you could see it on the camera, but Kevin Harvick ran the 29 at North Wilkesboro, so I had to make sure I had this shirt on for the camera for you tonight.
There you go. Love it. Well, appreciate the driver cam, and great finish tonight. Go celebrate.
Thanks, Eddie.
There you have it, your 3rd place finisher, Daniel Cunningham, with a great 2nd place, and I appreciate these guys being patient. But we're going to talk to your 2nd place finisher, Jonathan Atkins. Jonathan, is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, buddy, I mean, just a fantastic race out of you. It was so much fun to watch you guys come up through the field. I think you guys are normally cup drivers, and you're racing, so you had to start near the back. But able to drive your way up to the front, and, man, just an incredible, incredible battle there at the end. Talk to me a little bit about your race. What was it like driving up through the field? What were you struggling with, and what were you doing really well that allowed you to get up to the front?
I think for the most part, just try to keep your nose clean. It's tough to start the back, especially these short tracks. But I think I could really roll the bottom a lot better than most people. So it gave me a good shot, especially entering 3, to kind of dive off in there and make some passes that way. And if you could roll the bottom and make up some ground, and that was kind of the way I made made my way up through there.
Well, there at the end, you had the opportunity. I mean, you got up there, you led some laps. You led 28 laps tonight. But there at the end, James Silvers, you were trying to get to him. Talk to me about those last few restarts. I mean, as far as somebody in second place, you had some of the best second place restarts all night. And I think you and him both just damn near perfect there. What else did you need? What little extra did you need to maybe get and be able to put a move on him to get that win?
A little bit more right rear tire. I lost the lead there on the caution when we pitted. He come out ahead of me, and I knew if I could get ahead of him early, I'd be okay. And he kind of baited me into burning my stuff up, and that's part of it. So I was on the ragged edge with the right rear pretty much from the last 20 laps in both restarts. And then I thought on both of the last two restarts, I thought if I could just be outside of him coming off a 2, I could maybe make something happen, and just couldn't quite get there. And then I got really close to his bumper one time off a 4, and I don't race like that, and me and him always race clean, so I wasn't gonna get into him. So happy to finish second. It was a good race. Hope it put on a good show.
No doubt about that. Well, tell me a little bit about that. You say, there's a little pause when you said, yeah, I almost got to his back bumper, but I don't really race like that. But that thought does enter your head when you're going for the win. How hard is it to restrain yourself from using that bumper and trying to move a guy for a win? How hard is it to, because every racer's got that mentality. Everybody says, oh, I don't race like that. But that thought does enter your head. How hard is it to fight that off?
I mean, with iRacing, it's a little different than real life. It's really hard to bump somebody and move them out of the way and not wreck them.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to judge how hard you're going to hit them. And if I could get into him and move him up a lane, I think that's all fair game. It's just like there's so much risk there. It's spinning the guy out, and I definitely didn't want to do that and ruin the show we put on with a bad finish. So. It's part of it. If I could have got a nose there, it'd been different. But I didn't want to run in the back of him.
Well, man, congratulations, second place. I mean, you raced your guts out tonight, laid it out on the track, and that's all you can ask for. Just a great drive by you. So congratulations on second place. As always, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Shock Eye Performance, Speed Ranch, Miller Family Trucking, Studio 10 Wraps, and my smoking hot wife.
Hell yeah, let's go. All right, Jonathan Atkins, your second place finisher. Now the man of the hour, your winner, James Silvers. Get him in here and talk to him. James, this Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on, Eddie?
Man, you are. Congratulations on that win. Man, just a fantastic race out of you. We talked to you earlier. Man, it seemed like you talked about just being smooth on the throttle, and that's exactly what you did. I didn't see you step out one time, and I don't know. Do you agree with me that was the reason why you were able to get the win? Because, I mean, just incredible restarts. You're able to fight off a hard-charging Jonathan Atkins, and there at the end, it just seemed like you were just smoother than everybody else, and I think that's why you got the win. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, like you said, though, keeping that car underneath you was a big key tonight, but them boys raced me really hard tonight, and for me to come home with this win, man, I'm excited. It's been a long time since I've gotten a league win, so we'll take it, man.
Yeah, I mean, and you earned it. You had to earn it there. Talk to me. What was your thoughts? I mean, you're in Discord. You're chit-chatting with others. What was your thought when that caution came out, when you had about a second and a half lead there before those last two cautions?
Well, that caution came out with like 9 laps to go, and you already know what I said. I was like, oh, my God. I was like, these people are going to pit, and it's going to be chaos, but everybody stayed out with me, and I'm glad that everybody stayed out with me, thank God. So, yeah. But tonight's race, man, from my perspective, it was just good, clean all the way around. I mean, the Xfinity drivers, they've improved a lot since the last time I've came down here and raced. Because racing in Cup on Wednesdays, the competition's unreal up there, man. So I had a few of them racing tonight, like Atkins and Kostak and Lyons and Cunningham and. Yeah, but just everybody on our team did a pretty good job tonight. We had some drivers get collected, but they'll always bounce back. And Alex Penn, he'll be fine. He's got a big old points lead. He don't need to complain.
There you go. Well, man, congratulations. A great win. Just a great drive by you. I mean, the biggest move of the race wins the race. And just a great drive. I mean, I'm just so impressed with the last couple cautions and how you kept composure and able to hold off that number 9. So congratulations, man. Go celebrate. As always, man, who you got to thank? Any sponsors, shout-outs?
I got to thank y'all for putting on the broadcast. Y'all do a really amazing job. I watched the truck race last night, and I was blown away. You got some really good camera angles, man, and a pretty good computer. What kind of computer you got?
Well, it's bought by doing broadcasts, so I put a lot of work into it. Yeah, so I try to get the best that I can, but just because I want them to look good, and I want when people ask me to broadcast, I want them to be able to have the best that I can give them, and so I appreciate the kind words, man. Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. I'd also like to thank Jason Collins for putting together such an amazing league. Like to thank Cody Anderson for stepping in and helping with race control, and everybody that's behind the scenes to help everything go at Bluegrass. Like to shout out all the sponsors at Cornerstone Motorsports. I'd like to shout out all the drivers at Cornerstone Motorsports too. Love all my drivers, and hopefully we can keep winning some races and maybe bring home this title this season in both Xfinity and Cup. But the sponsors, Area Professionals of WNC, Function Junction Smoke Shop, GG's of Waynesville, North Carolina, Mountain View Detailing, and Waynesville Tire. And last but not least, I got to thank my girlfriend, Shelby. I love you, baby.
Well, there you have it. James Silver's your winner. Comes home with the victory in that 33 Chevrolet Camaro with a great drive, and it's just an amazing run. Well, a second night here on VSRN here in Bluegrass. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please, and I know I'm going to get annoying with this, but all I ask, if you enjoyed it, you got friends, family that want to watch, I want VSRN people, go over and subscribe to Bluegrass TV, and then if you're on Bluegrass TV, please come over to VSRN, V-Speed Racing Network, and subscribe to our channel. That way you can see any of the broadcasts that we do moving forward. Maybe find a league that you've been looking forward to, races a certain combination. Just would appreciate that. Just help us get a little bit more exposure and reach more folks with your broadcast. So thank you for that. Thanks to Jason Collins for bringing me on. It was a lot of fun. Thank y'all for watching the Xfinity Series. Want to thank Adam Baker, Bradley Cooper, Alec Martinez, and others over at V-Speed. Go check out V-Speed. That's it on V-Speed. Just go type in YouTube and go to, that's the main channel that you see at the top left of your screen. They do some broadcasting from time to time on the main channel. Does a couple of those guys do really good work. Bradley Cooper does awesome. V-Speed 2, we got a second channel. We just try and do the best we can to open up plenty of nights for as many people as we can. So go check out V-Speed 2. Maybe subscribe to those channels so you can watch what's going on there. We definitely appreciate it. But if you like it, if you got something that you like, you dislike, definitely let me know in the comments on Discord or in the comments of this video. Feedback is always good. Helps me make these things a lot better. But, man, congratulations, James Silver. Let's go through the results real quick before we end this thing. You see 12 cautions, 16 lead changes. That's really impressive. Michael Kostick comes home in 4th. Jimmy Allen, just an incredible driver. I would love to talk to him, honestly. But he comes home with the top 5. Lucas Lyon in 6th place. Justin Ray, we saw him sideways and turned backwards and upside down a couple times. Man, what a great drive to come back in 7th. Sean Kostritza with that modified he's driving out there. He comes home in 8th. Andy Kurtz in 9th. Jim Ott in 10th. 11th, David Farmer. Man, just disappointing night for him. He's running up front and got kind of spun himself out, got caught a lap down, just struggled, but did recover for that 11th place. Nicholas Hacia in 12th. 13th, Brian Terry. Michael Cole comes home in 14th. 15th is Ben Speed. 16th, Tony Iverson. 17th, Jason Ayerson. And 18th, Alex Penn. We talked about the points leader. He's got such a huge lead. 5 wins on the season. I think he'll be all right. 19th, Drew Prohl. 20th, Scott Fritz. 21st is Tyler Johnson. And 22nd, these guys multiple laps down, Travis Tweedy. Well, all righty. Well, thank y'all so much for watching. I'm Eddie Smith. Really enjoyed this first week. Looking forward to broadcasting the Truck Series from here on out. We'll have just a few weeks. I'll have to bid you adieu on Tuesday nights and broadcast the Fastenal Xfinity Series Winter League. But looking forward to the next few weeks of racing, see some playoff action, and but we'll be here Monday night. So come on back. Like I said, thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.